webinars we will be having on a monthly basis. Thank you very much for those that have joined, and thank you for those that are watching on YouTube. As promised, we will be doing these webinars on a monthly basis, and we'll be covering a different topic whenever we have a webinar. And for those that are in attendance, we will also share some of the information, and the lucky one will also receive a free book, or those that are here will receive a free book. And for those that will be watching on YouTube, the free book will be posted in the comments, and you are most welcome to go to the comments and copy and get the book there. And make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that whenever we have new webinars or we've got new material that can be helpful to you, you will be able to get the information from there. Our YouTube channel is MMCP Advisors. And you can also check us out on Instagram. We are MMCP Advisors. We are also on Twitter, MMCP Advisors, as well as on Facebook and LinkedIn. So without wasting more time, this week we are talking about systematizing your business. And some people would ask themselves as to why systematizing your business. At MMCP, first, let me just give you background of what we do at MMCP and the reason why we chose the topic for this afternoon. We provide accounting, tax, corporate finance, strategy, wealth management services to small businesses. And our main aim is to build businesses that are sustainable, scalable, and sellable. And as we look at what we aim to do, we realize that there's a lot of businesses that do not have systems. So, and you will see as we go through the slides why some of the businesses are not scalable, why some of the businesses are not sellable, or if you were to sell, the business does not get the right value. So my name is Ntabiseng Maidi. I'm your facilitator for this afternoon, and I will be, I'm a CA, and I also hold an LLB from UNISA. I'm an international certified value coach, and currently I'm actively managing two businesses, MMCP Wealth as well as MMCP Business Advisory Services. I've been a past director of listed and unlisted companies holding both executive and non-executive positions. And my background as well, I have been in private equity on the buy side, and I'm a past CFO of some companies, and I also did some past outsourced CFO services. So that is me. And as I indicated when we started, our topic for this week, for this month, is systematizing your business without making it boring. And there is a reason to systematizing a business. You can walk into any business and you will find that every business requires a kind of a system. First, let's just understand what a system is. I just took just a clear definition from the Oxford Dictionary, so that everyone can just understand what I'm talking about. And the Oxford Dictionary defines a system as a set of things working together as part of a mechanism or interconnecting network to make it a success. When we look at it in business, It's a set of principles and procedures according to how certain things are done, organized, or methods. And the important thing is to understand that systems are revolving, systems are interconnected, systems are there to drive the vision of a business. So whatever system you implement in your business, they should be for the advancement of the advancement of the vision of your business. So yesterday I was talking to another group of people where I was dealing with why you need to do certain things in your business. So the pictures that you see there is the famous Rembrandt painting, the Prodigal Son. It was painted many years ago. So everyone who knows Rembrandt, his pieces are quite scarce and they are of a very high value. And imagine in your business if you didn't have certain types of systems and someone walks around and they just see your business as one of those businesses. Imagine if you were to get a buyer and before the buyer comes into your business, they give you a certain value for your business. But after realizing that you have got some bespoke pieces of in your business, which make your business unique, that will drive the value of your business high. The second one is we all know cholesterol. Cholesterol is known as being a silent killer. And it's a silent killer because if you don't check it, or if you don't take corrective steps to improve your health, you will never know or even test yourself. So with this, not having systems in your business ends up killing a lot of businesses. One good example, technology. 5 years ago, we're talking about the fourth industrial revolution. Now we are not talking about that. We're talking about AI. So systems evolve on a regular basis, and one needs to be able to adapt to that. Otherwise, if you don't adapt systems in your business will slowly die over a period of time. So why do we systematize? We systematize because we want to increase. Sorry for that. My machine is starting to act up. I'll come back. Just give me a second. So why you need to systematize? You systematize because you want to improve efficiencies in your business. You systematize because you want to scale up. You systematize in your business because you want to train other people or your employees in your business. Those are some of the reasons. And you will also understand that a business that is systematized is quite valuable. And as we are working on improving the value of your business, having a systematized business allows you to increase the value of your business. So I'm back on that slide. Yeah, so the first one I spoke about will increase efficiencies in your business. And there is also consistency and quality control. I spoke about scalability of your business, and there is also an enhanced customer satisfaction. And the next one will be on decision making, because you already have a system of how those things are done and what has to be improved. So it's easier for you to improve your business, your decision making. Risk mitigation and compliance. Some of us belong in businesses where you have to comply, or where you have to mitigate, show that you are mitigating risk in your business. And when you have got certain systems that you operate within, you are in a position to deal with that. And I spoke about training employees. Having a systematized business, it allows for empowerment and clear engagement with your employees. And lastly, cost optimization. So imagine if you had 5 people doing one job. If you were to systematize it, you can reduce that from 5 to 4. So that is some of the reasons why you need to systematize in your business. So here we are going to look at how or what are some of the things again that you can use a systematized business, or what a systematized business does. The benefits also is it's a way of serving your customers. So you can have that, and sorry for that, you can have much better customer experience. Your communication will be much better, and also try to make sure that your systems documented and you have got proper branding on that. And where again you can implement systems, you can implement systems in your behind the scenes functions, and that can be on customer information, on billing, onboarding, marketing, and so on. So those are the areas where you can implement or systematize your business. The last one is what you need to do when you systematize your business. Avoid generic templates. Try to be innovative. Make improvements on your systems. There's something that is called swipe and deploy, whereby you can clone a system that is used by another entity. But remember, that system is bespoke to that entity. What you need to do is you can bring it you can use it in your business, but when you do that, make sure that you make it bespoke for your business, because you are working on achieving a certain goal. So what then it says is that streamlining processes increases efficiencies, and it ensures consistent performance. I've never heard of a business that had systems that has systematized, or that has had working systems that did not have consistent performance. Because the more you perform, you also do enhancement. You also make sure that you make those improvements to ensure that your performance is consistent. So those are the benefits. So how do you then systematize your business? First, you need to identify which processes you need to systematize or you need to document, and where do you start as well. So we know in each business we've got an accounting function, marketing function, sales, operations. I don't know the others. So all of those, for every business, you need to identify what processes do you work on? Let me give you an example. I worked for Transnet, whereby one had to make sure, do an audit, or yes, do an audit when a train leaves. So the driver of a train doesn't just walk in, start the train, and it moves. But what they do is they go through a process. The first one is when they get to the gate, they have to do an alcohol test or drug test when they get to the gate. Um, and moving from there, they have to make sure that they are dressed properly. They have to make sure that their vitals are taken before they get onto the train. They must start the train and let it idle for almost an hour before it can actually move. And whoever that's going to be the driver and someone who does quality control, they must move through the train and identify any hazards on the track just before it leaves, and anything that could be on the train. So those are processes, and all of that is documented. When they go in for to be a train driver, they go through that. And the one big example again that everyone talks about is how McDonald's is done and what are the processes. So first, identify key processes within your business. I've said it within marketing, sales, production, inventory management, customer services, customer support, and that. The next one is standardize your procedures. Standardizing procedures is quite vital for an aspect that requires quality assurance, quality control. So if we have got a standardized process that everyone knows that they need to work on, it becomes much easier for the job to be done. It becomes much easier for whenever you need to do a review where you can actually see where you have gone wrong and make improvements on that. And one would say, Mina, I don't have time to standardize procedures. Later on, I'll talk about ways of that you can standardize your procedures. Not everything has to be written. Now you've got infographics that you can actually do using a video, or some you can write. For those who prefer writing, you can write them. But now there is a move towards doing procedures or standardizing your procedures through videos. I went to Shell offices in Bryanston one day, and when I went in, as part of them welcoming you, you have to go into some room, and their onboarding process is done by augmented reality. So those are the things that you have to do, unfortunately, when you adapt in your business. The next one is to automate and to digitize tasks. In the financial planning space where we operate, and in accounting space, I still find that there's a lot of paperwork that still happens. Try to include an automated system instead of someone calling and coming to you 3, 4 times requesting for a meeting. Just have Calendly where your meetings can be booked, where you have to utilize documents or send documents, utilize things like Google Docs and that, where you automate tasks. The important thing here is you need to leverage technology. You need to identify which software, which apps, and which tools to use. There's quite a lot of them out there. And in a few slides, I'll show you some of the systems that are out there that you can use to systematize your business. The next one is You cannot have a system without a proper organizational structure as well, because each one needs to know their role in the chain. Imagine someone comes, opens the windows, and then the next one comes and they say, oh, I'm supposed to open the windows, and they open them much further, or they do. So you just need to make sure that everyone in a process understands their roles and responsibilities, and the tasks are assigned, and there is proper authority levels within those areas. So that's how you can, within the organizational structure, that's how you'll deal with that. The next one is to establish KPIs for each process. If you are doing sales, have KPIs for your sales processes. If you are saying you said from your sales point of view or customer point of view, you do not want to lose customers, have that, because there's a process of acquiring a customer. Have a KPI as well, for you don't want this to happen, or you don't want to lose, or your less ratio has to be this much. We know that in the mining industry, they've got KPIs in terms of incidents. They have that because each miner who goes underneath, they go through a process. There is a process they need to follow to protect themselves. And where there are injuries, it forms part of risk management. So you need to have KPIs whenever um, you've got systems. The next one is, with those KPIs, you need to regularly monitor and analyze your metrics, because it doesn't make sense that we've got these KPIs, but you cannot utilize those KPIs to make improvements in your business. Next is provide training and resources. In my early years of employment, I was quite lucky to work for parastatals, where they were quite robust in doing training. Everyone who came into Transnet, you were required to go for certain type of training. So even when I went to some of them private companies, like when I went to Sasco, I went through full induction or training for 3 months, because they wanted to reduce risk of injuries or risk loss in terms, and also the understanding of the business. So it's important that employees understand what they're required to do and what the business is all about. And with that, you'll be providing them with relevant resources. And it's quite interesting. There's also another concept that is used in strategy, whereby when you develop systems are not normally coming from the top downwards. There's employees that are quite good in developing systems. I really like what happens in the digital space, whereby most of the time designs and processes usually come from the employees. So if your employees have got access to your systems, they are in a position to provide you with better ways of doing things, or of improving, and they can also give you feedback in what you are doing. The next thing is continuous improvement of your processes. You cannot have a process that you implemented 5 years ago and expect that that process is still going to work 5 years later, unless if it's a process, it's a much bigger environment that requires much longer testing, implementation, and that. But where you are in an environment where we are doing accounting services, and there's a new app that just came in to do document collection, and you are not adapting to that or putting that in as part of your processes, you're not making improvements, or you're just delaying the growth of your business. So every business has to have a culture of continuous improvement, and all processes have to be regularly improved, reviewed, and analyzed. And employees have to fit, the employees that are using those services, those processes, need to provide feedback in terms of, let's say you want to improve on the time it takes to service a client. Have your employees document when the client walked in and how long it took them to actually service the client and make improvements. We have seen what's happening with banks. I've seen this in NetBank, whereby they monitor the time it takes to actually service a client. And they've got a KPI where they say you mustn't be in the queue, or you mustn't wait for a service for more than 8 minutes. So I've also seen SARS has also included that in their KPIs. So, and that came about as they were doing constant monitoring. The next one is you need to work on monitoring and enforcing compliance. Compliance is a requirement in all businesses. No one can say, no, my business doesn't need to comply with anything. For as long as your business is part of the South African ecosystem, or any country, there is some form of compliance, because there is regulations that we need to comply with. One is if your business is registered with a CIPC, you need to comply with that. And there is a process that you need to follow for you to submit your annual return. There is a process you need, and you can put a system in place as to who has to do the annual return submissions, who has to do the SARS submission, what is required for you to do those submissions. So to enforce compliance, you can implement a system. And also, we know that in every environment, we have got delinquents, whereby they would want to cut corners, especially in a highly regulated environment where you have got a delinquent, a lot of delinquents. You might actually want to implement a system whereby people will not be able to digress from that system. The next one is regular audits of systems. In internal auditing, when I was still doing my articles, this was not so big, but the audit profession has now included people who does system audits. And that is because they understand that businesses uses technology, businesses are systematized. And having those regular audits in your business assist in managing risk and in actually doing any improvements. The next step would be foster effective communication. When a system is done, you communicate on this is changed, and so that we are doing improvements for that. So this is and communication does not need to be like, here is a memo, like what they're doing in government or in some institutions, whereby they write a very long memo, and by the time it reaches the user at the bottom, it's almost 3 or 4 months, and this is it. So that is not effective. So there should be effective communication of some of the changes that you are doing in your business, especially for systematized business. And you'd say, but no, but I don't need that. My business is very small. So you need to continuously do system reviews and communicate on that. And encourage open and transparent communication on that, because some of your employees will be able to assist in making those improvements in your business and systematizing what you are doing in your business. Lastly, is improving it. It improves collaborations and efficiencies in the thing. The last step is you need to regularly review your systematized operations. You regularly need to make adjustments and do the necessary changes that are going to allow you to meet your objectives. So, in having a systematized business or in doing the steps, it ensures that your business grows, there is competitiveness, and there is sustainability. So those are some of the benefits that you can get from having a systematized business. Continuous improvement of any business, as I indicated earlier, requires commitment, and commitment doesn't apply to your employees, but it also starts at the top, from the CEO to the managers as well as to the junior staff. So whenever there is a change in a system, it has to be adopted by everyone within a business. So there's a lot of systems and processes that one can implement in your business. The first one is, you need to understand that these types of systems and processes can either be bespoke to your business or you can adopt it from other businesses. And you can benchmark yourself, your business, with your counterparts in the industry. Let's look at standardization. So where you have to manufacture something, in accounting, we usually call it standard costing, whereby we know that to manufacture this pen, it's going to cost us 10 Rand, meaning there should be a standardized process of making this pen so that you can get exactly this pen. So that is the first one. The next one is workflow automation, where something has to move from one area to the next, or the process has got certain steps. Try to implement, try to use technology for that process, meaning try to automate those processes as much as possible so that there is no manual intervention. The next one is employ customer relationships management systems and enterprise relationships and enterprise systems. And this, sometimes people would say, but these are for big business. No, they are not. We have seen that there's now CRM for small business. In my next slide, you'll see some of the systems that I'm talking about. They don't only apply to business to big business. They also apply to small business, because they ensure that you are efficient in how you do things. The next system that you can implement is inventory management system. When you are in a manufacturing space, when you are in retail and you are still starting up. Project management system is one of them, total quality management and knowledge management system. This is a new concept. We might say it's a new concept, but it has been there for a while. Knowledge management system is the intranet, in short, whereby a lot of, due to a large number of people that were employed in entities, they required that they have an environment where employees can all get information at the same time, where they can get that, where they can get these processes at the same time. So when you look at the likes of Sage, they've got a knowledge-based community, whereby whenever they issue a new process, they, instead of sending you an email to say, we have changed the process of doing data control, they will just send you a message that a document on how to do this and that has been posted under the knowledge management system. We've got entities that create what they call body of knowledge. There, they don't expect anyone to call and say, I don't know how to change my password and that, because all of that is included in the knowledge base, knowledge management system. So, and for your business, for your business to be able to adapt as well, there are entities that have done this at a small scale. It doesn't have to be a very big thing for you to implement any of the systems that are there. So some of them that are here, we know them, and some we don't know. Trello is a Trello, Asana, and Slack are project management systems. Actually, all of them, even Basecamp and Project. And on the right-hand side, I've got CRM tools. We know Oracle used to be focused on big business, mid-cap, and so on. But now they realize that they're missing out. So they've now included an Oracle for small business. We've got HubSpot. We've got Microsoft Dynamics. This is Microsoft Dynamics is a dynamic product to have in your business, other than the cost of having it. Salesforce as well are used. They didn't have Salesforce for small business. Now they have started selling Salesforce for business. So there's a lot of apps and tools that are free that you can actually utilize to systematize your business. It is true, and I know it for a fact, that when a business has well-documented, streamlined operations, it becomes more efficient, it becomes more scalable, and it becomes less reliant on specific individuals. 2 days ago, I was talking to my colleagues in the office, and one of them indicated that they were quite impressed that most of our things are filed correctly. That improves efficiencies because she knows whenever she's looking for this, she is gonna go to this folder and access it there. And it's because there is proper documentation. And if you want to scale, it's quite easy for you to scale because the process that we have here in Midrand, we can actually, if we want to scale, we can go and implement it in another office, or how we're doing things here, we can also go and do that in another environment. And lastly, no one needs to be dependent on the key person in the business because everyone knows where to get what and they can access it in your absence. There are reasons why a systematized business tends to have a higher value. It gets a higher value because you've got increased efficiencies and productivity. Your business is much more scalable and it has got growth potential. There is less dependence on one individual. I spoke about in the last slide. And there is lower risk and improved resilience in that business. You have got competitive advantage because you can have an improved market position. And lastly, every buyer likes a systematized business. There is no buyer that says, oh, I want to buy a business that is still using a system that they used 20 years ago, because that system is redundant. So a buyer is interested in a business that has got all those attributes. So coming back to MMCP, what we do. Earlier on, I showed you these pictures. So, and what I like about these pictures is that they apply in a lot of scenarios. So what we do is we have got a program that we called the Value Builder Program. What do you do when you do the, I'll explain what it does in a minute. But what you do is we first start you with doing a sellability score or a value builder score, if I can call it that. And you take that score to check yourself. It's a test for your business. And why we say you need to take the score, I spoke about the value of a Rembrandt. And if anyone were to be walking down the street looking for a house that they can buy, and they see all these houses being the same, and but when they come in, they realize that, oh, yours is much valuable because you've got a Rembrandt mural on the wall. So it makes your business much more valuable. And you will never know that until you do the test or until you do the score. The next one, I spoke about the silent killer, where you've got processes that can kill your business or that. Why don't you do the score so that you can check whether your business is dying or not? The last one is the famous Captain Chesley, who landed a plane on water a few years ago. And you know, pilots, whenever they go for their training, they'll be taught how to land an airplane on water. But how many of them actually get a chance to do that? So when you own a business and you sell, you only sell your business once. You don't sell it twice, because you sell it once, it goes. So the score that we allow you to take, it allows you to test whether your business is valuable or not. In that way, when you go and make improvements, you are making improvements on things that you have that you know that are not working. So what the value builder score looks at, it looks at the first one, financial performance, whether your record keeping is correct or where it's up to date, and obviously the performance of your business. The next one is growth potential. Growth potential, do you have what, or does your business exhibit potential to grow further, to be scalable, or to be replicated? And having systems in your business can help you with your growth potential. Switzerland structure. Is your business dependent on one person? Where your business is dependent on one person or one customer or one supplier, it's a risk. But having systems of getting new suppliers into your business, acquiring um, new customers, as well as making sure that your business does not depend on one person because you have systematized it, it increases the value of your business. The next one is the valuation tita tota. Does your business suck cash or not? If you implement systems in your business, they can improve your cash flows. They can improve on your profitability. Recurring revenue, a business that has got recurring revenue is valuable. You can implement a system on how you invoice for that recurring revenue. So there's your answer. Monopoly control. How do you have a niche market that you are working on, whereby you can monopolize that environment? Imagine if you have got a system of acquiring clients, or a system of servicing a client, or of doing, yes, of providing a service. it will be easy for you to monopolize an area or that kind of a service because yours is much quicker. The next one is customer service, customer satisfaction. Every customer likes a business that makes their life easy, where they can buy cheaper or that. So we do or the score will actually tell you whether your customers are satisfied or not. Lastly, is the hub and spoke. Are you in a position to be absent from your office for a period of more than 3 months? You can understand if you've got a business that is systematized, it's going to be easy for you to be away from work for more than 3 months. So why the value builder score matters? It matters for a few reasons, but one of them is businesses that do not know whether they are valuable or not, are not sellable, do not attract good value. But once you go and you determine your value builder score, you make improvements in your business, it's going to be much easier for you to sell your business at a much higher multiple. It's as easy as that. So that's why we encourage business owners to take the value builder score. I will not talk about the potential return on investment after doing this, but if you sign up to be on the value builder program, you will be in a position to see what drives up the multiple and how you can actually change that. So how our program works is we've got 12 modules. The first one is we start with an assessment where we look at where you are. And if you are telling us that, oh, I want to be like my peers in 5 years, or I want to sell my business for so much in 5 years, we look at that. And then we go through the process of the different modules. The first one where we look at your scalability finder, where we identify part of your business that will your business that will be irresistible to acquirers. The next one will be how do you work on getting recovering revenue. We help you to identify that. And then the next one, we look at, sorry, I'm going to go back. And so all of these 12 modules, we do them over a period of time. So now we have got a program that is running for 6 months. But if you say, no, we would like to do this for 12 modules, I think that can also be arranged and we can look at it. The next thing, how we actually work on the program, we do videos, we do video tutorials, we do online programs, and we also have one-on-one meeting or calls. So when we start with the engagement, we are going to when we start with the engagement, we do a one-on-one call. We call it an intro call. And after that, we can do group learning. And then at the end of the program, again, we do an exit call. So as we were implementing this program, there's people who indicated that they've got challenges in taking our program. The challenges are we also have a limitation of the number of businesses we can take on. It is expensive for one person to take it on their own. Hence, we make it a group thing. And then lastly, it takes 12 months to complete. it is a challenge because some people don't have time to do it within 3 months. We can do it within 3 months, but we don't see any value for you to do it in over that period. So what we have is, if we were to have more business owners clubbing in together, so this is going to be more affordable for them, and we can work on accelerated program. And the fast track program that we have takes about 8 months, where you've got almost 1.5 hour to 2 hours on group calls, as well as one review of your results, and at the end 2 hours of reviewing what you have implemented and whether the program was a success for you or not. So this here is just the program that we are using. Instead of doing it for 12 months, we do it over a period of 8 months. In terms of how much the program costs, when we do one-on-one coaching, we charge 78,000 for it. Yes, it's expensive, but if you were to pay 4,000 rands a month over 12 months or 3,000 a month over 12 months, you will see that there is value, because we spend 1.5 hour with you. We also provide you with resources. So with that 78,000, you do your value score. We do what we call a pre-score, and we also get some content that you get on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and some videos. Now you are going to receive, or you might have received, a book, and the link is in the chat, on how to do SOPs in your business. So those are some of the things that we give away. And there's also tools that we provide you with to assist your business, and the one-on-one coaching. So if you're not keen on this one, we give you an option to take the second one. But this one has got conditions. It depends on the number of people that we get who want to join the program. So if you were to talk with your friends or your colleagues, or some business owners that you know that would like to come through the program, we can do a program for a minimum of 4 people in a group. Currently, we've got a group of 6 or 7 people. We have people who have gone through the program, and these are the 2 CEOs that have gone through the program, and they were quite happy. Currently, we are assisting them in fundraising for their businesses. So the program schedule, I've spoken about it, that we do intro call, and we meet every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Friday, you will be given your videos and exercises, and the following week, we do a virtual call. And yeah, so this is how the program runs. And if you are keen in being part of the program, as I indicated, you either go to our website, you just send us an inquiry, or you can also put in the chat here. We can take your details and make contact with you. Lastly, I'm going to say that, as Michael Gerber has said, you must spend some time working on your business and not in your business. And this is one of the biggest things that we are trying to assist business owners here. Some of the questions that we have received before were that, what are the time commitments? As I said, if you're doing the 8-month program, time commitments is about 2 hours a month. In my view, 2 hours a month working on your business is not sufficient. I would say 2 hours every week as you're starting, but as you work on it, because we want to make your CEO, it has to be 40 hours a week as you work on your business. What is included in the program, I've indicated we've got a system that we are using. A program that we are using is the Value Builder program. And we also have learning material. We've got books, we've got videos, we've got templates that you can use in your business. And if you miss a session, we make recordings available, and you are welcome to look at them at a later stage. The disadvantage is that you don't have anyone that you can discuss with. So the nice thing, if you are in a group setting, you can actually learn from other people. Is there money back guarantee? Yes, there is money back guarantee. If you can prove to us that you have gone through the program, you have done all the activities, and still your business didn't grow, definitely we'll give you your 50 grands back. How do you reserve a spot? As I've indicated, you just go to our website, and then you can click on the value builder score, and you can actually get to book a session. And for those that will be watching on YouTube, we will be putting details on how you book to be on there, on how to grow your business. You can book, and we can on you can send we'll put the details at the bottom. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to share what you learn from the YouTube channel. And see you at the next session, which is going to be on the last Wednesday of July at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much, and enjoy your afternoon further for those that are here. Cheers. Bye.